Hello, welcome to this channel. Today we'll be talking about a topic UNFPA. UNFPA is known as United Nations Fund for Population Activities. Their main motto is ensuring the rights and choices for all. So, this will be just an overview regarding a topic. So, let's directly get into it. So the UNFPA, it's basically an international development agency which mainly promotes the rights of every woman, man, and child to enjoy their life of health and equal opportunity. They are currently working with more than 150 countries and territories. The UNFPA began their operations in 1969 as the United Nations Fund for Population Activities, of which their name was changed in 1987 uh, from United Nations Development Fund as United Nations Population Fund. In 1971, it was placed under the authority of the United Nations General Assembly. Its main goal is to eliminate poverty, discrimination, abuses, and preventable deaths, and also to address the environment destructions on health, on education, gender equality, ambitious efforts across the countries, continents, industries, and disciplines. In this slide, you can see they are working under the dynamics of four. So first, here we can see sexual and reproductive health. So they also focuses on working related to any sexual and reproductive health, mainly for the youths and women. And secondly, you can here see the human rights and gender equality. As we all know, and this whole worldwide population, we are still struggling, especially for the women, to get a gender equality or the human rights. We also know that as per compared to the old times, now of course there is improving a lot, but yeah, we are still under the process of reaching the goal to the gender equality and human rights as well. So in the third one, we can see the populations. So maintaining the populations of its stability, it can be related to the fertility, it can be related to the maternal deaths, or the not even maternal deaths, but also it can be any related deaths, maybe infants or disease, causing a disease. So anything related which can stabilize the populations, so they also deals with that. And lastly, the youth people. As we know, that youth in any generations form a very high power for the future generations to uphold the generations and the future generations. So yes, so that is the reason they are currently focusing on the youth people as well. In this slide, we are looking at the leader of UNFPA. She has been appointed since 2017. Her name is Dr. Natalia Kanam. She has an experience in medicine, public and reproductive health, social justice, and philanthropy. Philanthropy is basically focused on the quality of life. The main headquarters of UNFPA is in the New York, USA. They mainly focused on, as we have also talked about in the earlier in the goals, they mainly focus on the reproductive health, gender equality, populations and development strategies, Population dynamics, including growth rates, age, structure, fertility, mortality, migration, and more influence on every aspect of human, social, and economic development. It also focuses on reproductive health, women empowerment, which powerfully affect the population trends. Its functions is related to family planning, MCH services, known as maternal and child health services, treatment of infertility, prevention of abortion, and management of its consequences. Related to reproductive tract infections, preventing and treating the sexually transmitted diseases, and providing information, education, and counseling related to human sexuality and reproductive health. Prevention of violence against women, case of survivor of violence, and other actions to eliminate traditional harmful practices. According to UNICEF data, we can see that child marriage and female genital mutilations are internationally recognized related to human rights violence, which is still highly practiced across for a long period of times. In India, we can see that throughout the historical, we can see that sati was very highly practiced, which has stopped currently. But we can still see a high cases of violence, violence against women. Mostly, it can cause to many several factors, out of which also consist highly rate due to dowry system in India. And female feticides are also still highly practiced across the India, and child marriages. So few of these are still highly accepted in India. Next point, we can see appropriate referral for further diagnosis and management. So this basically means that relate of all the list we have talked about earlier, if we found any cases related to that, it can help in referring for the further treatment and diagnosis. In this slide, we'll be talking about the role of UNFPA in India. In India, the UNFPA has been operating since 1974. They're working in collaborations with stakeholders such as government, civil society, private sector, academia, medical community, media, judiciary, and communities. Of all these stakeholders, communities hold an important stakeholders within this role because to make our any program or policies successful, we will need the help of community because at the end we need to make this successful at the grassroots level, which is in the communities. So without actually knowing the problem faced by the community, this will not be possible. As per the Niti Aayog, four high burden states in India has been privatized. These four states mainly consist of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Rajasthan. It is mainly focused on three goals, which is to be accomplished by 2030. Here, in the first one, we can see preventable maternal deaths. Here, the first goal is to end the preventable maternal deaths, which can be caused due to excessive bleeding, unsafe abortions. It can be related to diseases like diabetic mellitus and seizures, which is due to high blood pressures. So all these are basically the common causes due to which there is a high rates of maternal deaths, which can actually be prevented in the antenatal period by time management and by high skilled professionals. So talking about this is again goes to another broad topic which maybe we can discuss in the later. So here. Okay, so the next point is the unmet need for family planning. So here, um, it is mainly about the family planning where the family members are not ready to have a child, or they want to make how to say, they want to make a gap between the child. So to cause an unplanning pregnancy, uh, which can also may lead to a forced abortion in the future. So in order to prevent all this, uh, it is talked about the spacing methods, or the methods of contraceptions. And in the last point, we can see the gender-based violence and harmful practices. This we have already discussed in the previous slide, so I will not be discussing again related to this. So in order to accomplish the goals we have talked in the earlier slide, the following points are some of the initiatives taken. The first one we can see is promoting the human right-based genders, transformative and evidence-informed approaches. Using this, we can improve the access to sexual and reproductive health services, which will actually help in shaping the policies, the programs, which will later reach the farthest who are left behind, especially the women and youths. The second point we can see is mapping and multiplying approaches. This will help in influencing and reaching the youths and women who can later become a frontline responders, a decision maker using a digital means as well. Third point we can see is strengthening the data systems. This we can also consider as a crucial point, because using the data, it is very crucial to be helpful for the future policies and for any programs to design. In the fourth point, we can see developing and building ownership. This point is important to make sources of fundings. The next point we can see is the digital ecosystem. In the digital ecosystem, we can take a help of the digital platform to create an awareness and even to provide information and to help every important systems. So the digital ecosystem is quite an useful and strong initiatives. Lastly, here we can see a South-South and triangular cooperation with the ICPD program of actions. Here in the picture itself, you can see and get an idea, a little bit of it, what it meant. Basically, it is a strategy where two or more developing countries, they uh, share their and exchange their knowledge, their skills, and their resources to plan and making a program or a policies. So that is all for today's. This is just an overview of UNFPA. So I hope you can get a little bit idea of it. So the resources are basically taken from directly the UNFPA website. And if you have more doubt and you want to make it more clear, you can go through the websites and look more in details. So that's all for today. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.